Good morning, everyone. Much eagerly awaited Summer Cup preview. I've flown all the way to San Francisco to hang out with Striker. We've got the extraordinary Lance Michael on, and then the legendary Sean Tarry. Sean. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great day. Always a great day. I think it's our busiest and biggest day. Obviously, we all want to do well. Yeah, let's try and find the winners.
I'm very privileged to have Sean on because, we pressed for time, and as if time wasn't important, Lance has turned up 12 minutes late.
Yeah, it's good to have Sean on because he's got a lot of runners.
Lucky I got in.
A lot of horses we don't know about.
Yeah, he's got a lot of horses we don't know about. Yeah.
Info.
Right. So we've got 11 races. Lance, do you want to say hello quickly, Sean?
Morning, guys, everybody. Sean, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here, guys. Relying on you boys to do the studying. Obviously, I'll give you input on my runners, but I haven't studied the card as yet.
No, fair enough.
Leave that to me, Sean. I've sorted that part out. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Lance, don't hold back when you don't fancy Terry runners today, eh? Just because Sean's on.
No, listen, don't worry. I'll do what I do best.
Right. First race of the day, the first 800 meter of the season. We've got nothing to go on except for they've started punting Scorpio, I see. Very well bred. Sean, you got something in the race? What do you think?
Yeah, I've got a nice filly. She's not a blitz merchant. She's going to be a filly that'll get even a 12, 14, but she's trying enough to take part in this, and she won't disgrace herself. I can't comment because you've got absolutely no idea what you're up against. I ran in this race last year, and the runner happened to throw out Proceed. And who was the horse that I ran second to? Almond C. So, yeah, I mean, we didn't know what we had at the time, but even a horse as good as Proceed didn't manage to get the job done. He was running on for second.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think...
Care Forgot was in that race.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look, it's not really a race to get involved in. I suppose if you're going to have a punt, follow the money.
Yeah, you have to follow the money, number one. Number two, probably follow the trainers that are very, I'm going to say they train their horses to win these races, where most trainers will probably give their horses time to develop. And so you obviously want a horse that jumps out the stalls very quickly, so that been schooled to get out and race, because it's 800 meters. You can't still sit and wait. So experience at track counts for a lot.
Right, let's go to race number 2. I'm saying race number 2 will produce more winners than the rest of the card. I've not seen a maiden like this in a long time. Sean, I think you got 3 runners in the race. Do you want to go first?
I'm happy to have 3 in the race because, we don't know what form line is going to come to the fore. I agree, it seems very competitive. Jabera made a very good debut. She found traffic problems, but was doing her best work late. She's a filly that's definitely going to get a mile, but I can't say that a 12 is out of her scope right now. Green Sapphire is a little bit pacier, but she had to be rested for a while. She was a little soft. She needed time. I'm happy with where she's at. I expect her to run well. And Green Street, ran on the same day as Gerbera, and a very similar type of filly that she's going to get the mile, but certainly effective over 12. And she ran a faster time than Gerbera, although Gerbera's last 400 was a lot better. So okay. I'm happy. I've got three chances. I can't tell you yay or nay. Obviously, if the draw comes up as it usually does on the outside, Green Sapphire has that outside draw, but Green Street also not drawn too bad.
Yeah. Lance, what are you thinking here?
Green Street will win. Sean will run possibly first and second or first and third. Tough race. Roaming Spirit's a runner, but I'm strong on Green Street. On a line through the horse that beat you, Joe, the horse that beat Hong Kong, Green Street will win.
Okay.
Short
So
and sweet in a tough race. There are runners. Number one's a runner, good form line. Number two's got the blinkers on. You can make a case for most horses, but I'm strong on Green Street. I make the danger roaming spirit, but nice race, tough race.
Yeah, very tough. I
5 to
think
1, funny enough, Green Street. Sorry, yeah. 5 to 1 Green Street, 5 to 1 roaming spirit. At least that's what it was when I put betting in my book. Jason had betting out early, so it may have changed. Tough race. Number one, I give a place chance of 16 to 1. So nice race. Looking forward to it.
I think the secret is to ask Sean what is. I mean, he's got a strong hand. Which one of the three do you prefer?
Well, yeah, I've just given you the rundown, and it's hard to really know what my colours to the mast. As I said, if the draws come up as they usually do on the stand side, then Green Sapphire might have the edge. But yeah, these are three decent fillies.
There's not much in it.
Joe,
Not
what
much
about
in it.
you? You
No,
own Hong Kong.
I'll tell you what I think and what I know. So Cars Big as Bars beat Gabera and came out and won again and looks to be heading in the right direction. Green Street ran behind Pennsylvania, and neither of those can get within, I want to say, 5 lengths of Hong Kong. I did ask the boys to run the horse in the mile as a maiden. I'm not bigging this horse up or anything, but they tell me she's very good. Obviously, it's a very, very hard race. I think the horse that we bumped last time out is actually above average, that Big Boy Bruce. I wouldn't be surprised if that horse goes on to do big things. But not that I'm biased, it's just I know. And I would have thought Gavin would have had a choice of a lot of horses in this race. So even if I was just looking at this race, I don't know, could Gavin have ridden one of yours, Sean, if you'd asked?
No, listen, the jockeys was, Craig's Road Gerbera. She's not the easiest filly in the gates.
Yeah.
And Richard's coming up for me on the day. So Murphy was the last minute call up. He possibly could have ridden one.
Yeah.
But I think I was the third horse when Hong Kong ran second.
Yes.
Piere rode that filly last time out. I think all three of these fillies would be stronger than that.
On a line
That's
through
one
Big
of the-
Boy Bruce, Hong Kong can't possibly beat Green Street. Not in a month of Sunday.
No, 100%. And I don't mind you going against us. And that's why you've given me
No,
10.
I'm just telling you what the form says.
100%. 100%.
That's the reason why I like Green Street, because on a line through Big Boy Bruce, it's going to be very tough for Hong Kong to
Yes.
turn that over. That's my
But it's a
opinion.
great
So
race. But it's a great
doesn't
race.
end there.
It
Correct.
doesn't end. It can't end there. Crawford's
What
got a
about-
couple of balls in the
what about,
race.
What about Green Sapphire's form line for her first run? Wasn't that a good form line?
Green Sapphire's first line was Little Ballerina. No, it's not the
Yeah.
line. The Little Ballerina line that was deadly was from Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a great
her
race.
second line's good. Her second line, there's 2 winners.
It's a great race.
Listen, you'll run first and second, first and third.
Yeah. 100%.
And hopefully Hong Kong runs in between.
Thank you, Lance. Thanks for the bone. Let's move on to race 3.
Green Street is running on with Maverick Queen, then Antonio Gardi bumpers his heart up down the inside. 200 to go, and it's Pennsylvania clear on the outside, and he's going strongly. Pennsylvania's going on to win this comfortably. Pennsylvania under Gavin Lorena's 3-4 lengths clear of Green Street. Pennsylvania by 3 beats Green Street Maverick Queen.
It's my turn to have a go now.
Okay.
Race 3, 1400 meters. Unspecial +1. Not for me. I think Unzen will just outlast Dave the King and Texas Red in third. It's not a race to get overly involved in for me. It's a really, really tough race. And we will ask Sean, but obviously we'd all want Taylor the Comet to come back to his former glory. So I would hope from a purist perspective that Taylor the Comet would run into the money and just show us a glimpse of what he showed when he was a younger horse. But that's me. I think Unzen will win, Dave the King second, Texas Red third. Piere?
I'm going with the same three horses, Dave the King, Unzen, Texas Red. But unfortunately, all of them ran just about last or second last in the start. So who can you depend on? Who can you say will get back to its old form or previous form? I mean, if you have to go in form, Dave the King's the right horse with Unzen and Texas Red in that order. Hopefully they sound and they're right.
Shorty?
Okay, so Dave the King has been a model of consistency. Obviously, we can put a line through his last run, and there's no way his mark would be running in again if it wasn't right. When he bumped Uzun, it was first run after a gelding. He gave Uzun 10 kilos, and now he's given him 4. I think Dave the King is the horse to beat, no doubt. From Unzen, I respect Texas Red. However, I've got to hope that the specialist starts to find his form. I felt his first run was very good. He had a small procedure after that. He pulled like a steam train in the 14 the last time. Gavin didn't really know him that well, and I have reverted back to the crossover that he won on, that he was winning on the noseband. I think with this type of weight, we're going to learn exactly what we've got, and if he runs a big race, we might even go to Cape Town for the Guineas. But we certainly won't be booking a float if he runs a dirty fourth. Taylor the Comet, very, very talented horse. And obviously we need to see him signaling some sort of form return before we can have any confidence in him.
He ran with pacifiers last time. He's got the pacifiers on again. I'm putting a line through last time because it was quite soft, the going. I've always liked this horse, though.
Yeah,
he's quirky.
I've worked him.
Yeah.
He Champion Warrior beat him and in the gallop, and Champion Warrior has won 2 races since. But I think he's got to come back to his best form, and he's not the best handicapped in this race. So he's going to have to improve.
I think we just got to start seeing signs of form return before we get excited. But on his earlier form, he was one of the most promising 3-year-olds that I've trained. So, unfortunately, his behavior is getting the better of him, but hopefully we do start making progress.
Right. Let's move on to race 4, the carry-on.
Hold on, Joe. What about me?
Well, we know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say? I'm telling you the specialist will win. I tell you what's not in the race is Unzen.
How predictable is this?
So Unzen for me is not in the race. Wait.
Who's not in the race?
Unzen.
Sorry, just say that again.
Unzen.
So you're going against Unzen, to be clear.
Not in the race.
Okay.
For me, 11 kilos is a lot of weight. I think the specialist has had his time. He's found his feet in Joburg, in Sean's yard. Sean's kind of worked him out with all the quirks that came with him. He's ready to win. At that weight, I think he'll win. The horse he's got to beat is Dave the King. And on the run through to midwinter win, Texas Red will run third. Taylor the Comet is an enigma. If he comes back to best, obviously, but we got to see something there. But I'm very strong on my horse here, the specialist.
And I didn't even know you were going to say that, but I could feel it in my water.
That's why you passed me by.
Just to add to that, his last run was his first run in the yielding. And maybe, Striker, maybe you rode him, maybe that counted for something. But, Lance, it wouldn't surprise me if he won it, not at all.
Sean, I like the way Striker settled him. He didn't pull in his previous run. I mean, I spoke to Piere the other night. He said he gave him a very unchallenging ride. He didn't pull. He was expecting a whole different horse. So I think he's maturing. I think he's settling in. And at the weights, if you're thinking of going to run in the Guineas, he'll win this race. Only horse who
Yeah,
can beat him if it comes back to best is the top 8. For me, the 2's not in the race.
But Lance, one thing I will agree with you is you won't start 28 to 10. He's got to start shorter. Because I think people will, the specialist.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I do think people will cotton on to the 11 kilo swing. It is a lot of pudding.
Correct.
Yeah, I do think that David King might start closer to 28 to 10 and the specialist closer to 9 to 4. Interesting. Right. Race 4, the Carry On Alice Stakes. Seeing as we took the Mickey out of you, oh, he's gone. We got to carry on, otherwise we run out of time. We'll wait for Lars to come back. But Sean, you can start because Carry On Alice, obviously you trained that filly.
Yeah, what a superstar. Unbelievable filly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, she was as solid as they come. She had speed to burn, but could also finish them off late. And yeah, unbelievable privilege to have trained a filly like that.
Yeah. And I notice you're going to try and win the race again because you've got 4 in the race.
Yes. Look, yeah, I must say the weight structure favours obviously Mrs. Browning. She needed a run quite badly last time, but so did Winter Greeting, and Winter Greeting finished in front of her like 2 lengths. But there is a weight turnabout. So, I mean, both of them are live wires. Chopper Veloci, I'm not quite sure of the distance. I think she may be better over 1,000, but she has won the feature over 1160, beating one Bellstroop. She's got the draw, but a big weight. With these compressed weights, she's not well handicapped. But the interesting runner is Mia Moo. I had her nominated against the boys. She had 52. She was drawn on the other side. And I just thought I'd be conservative and run her with the fillies because Craig wanted the ride. Out of all of my horses, that's the one he went for. He could have ridden the other filly had he asked Winter Greeting. So, you know, she won a good race last time, but this is a big step up, especially at these compressed weights. So I would have to say, let's see how she goes from that inside draw. But Mrs. Browning and Winter Greeting have got lots in their favour.
Yeah, I thought this was an impossible race, and I'm siding with Mia Moo only because we own the half sister, Alphabetti, and she's not going anywhere fast. So the more black type and the more successful Mia Moo is, the better for us. But for me, this is a field race. If I was playing pick 6, yeah.
For me, it's not a handicap, so it should be an easy race. I'm cutting it down to only 2 runners: Mrs. Browning and Winter Greeting. Mrs. Browning drawn on the right side. She's handicapped to win. Winter Greeting is second best handicapped filly in the race. I've heard she's quite a nice filly, so obviously she's the danger. I'm handicapped to run 3rd and Winter Greeting. I think it's too short for her. She battles to go with them.
White Pearl, you mean?
No, sorry, White Pearl. White Pearl battles to go with them. Drawn on the wrong side, and for that reason, because the others are all under sufferance, I'll make it a 2-horse race, but I'm going to go with Mrs. Browning as a possible banker.
Well, they're betting 6 to 1 the field, though, so it's not as clear cut as you making it out to be. It looks like a tough race. Lance, welcome back.
Thank you. 6 to 1 the field, I'll pass.
Too hard this race.
Yeah, I can't find a winner here. If you forced me, I'd go for Mia Moo.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I went for.
Not a race I could even offer up a selection. Put as many as you can afford.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. Right, let's move on to race 5.
Just a bit of insight. This number 12, Gardens of Greenery, was with me. She showed me plenty of promise. And the fact that Alex is stepping out first time in the feature, I'm sure she's showing them the same on that side. So,
okay.
Not a ignored.
Interesting. But I mean, Tony's got a couple in the race. Kelly Mitchell's even bringing one up from Port Elizabeth. Passion Dial, who was a horse that they got from Cape Town into PE. That's won four races in PE. It looks an impossible race for me, to be honest with you. Right, race 5. The new turf carriers. Lance, do you want to go first?
Very strong on the 10, Pistol Pete. Very strong. Last run to Greaterix, 10 kilos or 9 or 11 kilos he had to give for a absolute cracking second. We know what it did the next time out. Not a difficult race, this. Not a difficult race, this. It's Pistol Pete, Lucky Lads, an absolute champion, 63.5, maybe his problem along with the draw. He's got a lot against him, but he's the horse that Pistol Pete will have to beat. And Cat's Pajamas got form with the Specialist when Specialist was in the tail. So it's pretty much 10, 1, 11 in my book, nothing else.
All right, Shorty.
Yes, it's very hard to have the confidence with this type of weight. I pondered long and hard looking at the weight and the draw. This horse is planned to go to Cape Town the following week, and I did want to put a second run into him. Having said that, he's very well. I can't tell you that he's going to need the run. I can't tell you that he's not working it well. All the boxes are ticked, the I's are dotted, and the T's are crossed. Whether he can carry the weight and give those two young horses that type of weight, is going to be seen. Obviously, I think if it comes up a little softer, yielding going, I think it'll enhance his chances even in spite of the weight.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with Lance on this. I think Pistol Pete, 52 lightweight, drawn on the right side. You know, you at those starting stalls on the right side of the track and lightweight, and off you go. They have to try and beat you. Obviously, the danger's Lucky Lad, but 63.5 and drawn on the wrong side, he's going to have the right lead because he does come from behind. And I think Pistol Pete by that time would probably be gone already. So I'm going to make Pistol Pete as a one to beat with Lucky Lad to follow him home.
Yep, and I'm in your and Lance's camp as well. Great draw, great price, great weight. It's just going to roll in front. Look, Richard's a phenomenal jockey. If he can somehow, if they go too fast and he'll be running at Pistol Pete at the end on Lucky Lad. I think it's a nailed on exacta. And I can't see past those two horses. But I'm going with Pistol Pete. I do agree with that 100%.
Mountain away in third, and the other two runners are quite way back into the last 300 now. Pistol Pete led it on the outside. Bjorn Ironside now starts to close in that gap. These two have pulled many lengths clear of the opposition. Pistol Pete and Bjorn Ironside, 150 left to go. Pistol Pete still has his head in front from Bjorn Ironside in second. Pistol Pete and Bjorn Ironside. Pistol Pete keeping rolling though. Pistol Pete beat Bjorn Ironside.
Race 6, gentlemen. The Fillies Mile. What a race. Eh?
Good race.
Great race this, eh? Piere, I think you should go first because do you know what's happening?
Well, I'm riding Fatal Flaw, but she's been nominated for the Fillies Guineas in Cape Town. Apparently, if they're allowed to travel to Cape Town from Joburg, at this stage, she's supposed to go down to Cape Town. So she might not run. But I don't want to jump the gun and make decisions here for trainers. Obviously, she's a good filly. She's drawn a bit bad. She's a lot of speed. In fact, last time over 1400, she was sort of pulling me along a little bit. So I'm a little bit worried about the 1600. And especially if she got a bad draw, then I have to try and get her place handy. She might just a little bit like over race early on. But in saying that, she won really easy last time. But you have to respect VJ's Angel. She's 9 points better off on a merit rating. I know you can't say it's an exact science, but 9 points is 4.5 lengths. She's better drawn than me, so she's got to be the one to beat, actually. And Olivia's Way's got the same merit rating as Fatal Flaw, brings it into the race. And not to pick on Sean, but don't write off World of Alice. I don't know if you didn't watch the race last time or not, but I had a run of a race from a good draw, went to the front, dictated, where World of Alice had a bad draw, dropped in at the back of the field, and made up a lot of ground. And World of Alice has beaten Fatal Flaw in the past before, so you can't write off World of Alice either. I would even though Fatal Flaw's got a huge chance, I would definitely include a couple more.
Okay. Sean?
I think these fillies have run against each other, and World of Alice has been beaten by the top weight, and she has beaten Pierre's horse, but Pierre's horse gave me weight that day. She's only giving me a kilo. I'm agreeing with Pierre that my filly needed a run last time. I thought it was an eye-catching run. She has come along since, and she's got a reasonable draw. So I'm expecting her to fight it out. If it was any lesser field, I would say if she got beat, I'd be disappointed. But this is a proper race. So I have to respect the opposition, but they won't have it on a plate. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Lancey?
Very, very good race. I think there are a lot of classy fillies. I got a filly here, Careful God. She's got a bit of work to do to feature, but I think she'll run a good race. She's working well. She's doing well. I'm not mad about Fatal Flaw at all. A bad draw. The mile's not going to be up its alley. And VJ's Angel looks the horse to beat, but 60 kilos giving weight. Standout bet here, boys. Number 6, World of Alice. Absolute standout bet.
Sure. Just like that.
10-1. Stand out bet. I'm hoping my filly's running on and can fetch a place. Possibly if it wins, it'll be a big bonus. But I'm happy to take on the 1 and the 2 with a couple of kilos in hand. But on paper and on form and on what I've seen and this and that, I think the 6 is the best value for money I've seen on the card.
Okay, so for me, if you can get 5 places somewhere, I found this horse 2 runs back. She's won 2 in a row. And on a length behind tool, she doesn't have too much to find. She's got an appalling draw in draw 17. But at 33-1, if you can get 4-5-1, 5 places, Theatre of Life, I think that would be how I would play this race. I'm just talking from a punting perspective. I don't think she can win. I don't think you can dismiss Olivia's Way. I don't know what's happened to that horse, but that horse is just progressing and progressing.
No, they've caught up with it. 1600's not her game.
Okay,
the last podcast I tipped her, I said the handicap's way behind.
Yeah.
1800's her minimum. So I think in this company she'll battle.
Yeah, and again, I saw this Thorns win its second start, Coco Melon, and then last time, am I right? It had a shit draw again, didn't it? Oh no! She got in quite at the back or something, if I remember correctly. Sean?
She got impeded the last 400. She's a very brief, but she doesn't travel as well as she should. And Serena's asked if I won't consider putting blinkers or cheek pieces on. And I said I would work her in them tomorrow and consider adding that. But I mean, her run was very good first run out the maidens. Considering that went wrong.
But she's also got a bad draw, eh?
She's drawn in the car park. And I mean, I hear what you say about that pretty Theatre of Dreams. She ran behind Radio Drive first time over a sprint. I respect it, but once again, the draw, you got to put a line through it. Lance's horse won 3 out of 4. So, I mean, this is a very powerful field.
Very, very good race. But funnily enough, the Theatre of Dreams, that's what I told these boys when we did that podcast. That run behind Radio Drive was fantastic. And, Theatre of Life, I should say. This is a very, very good race. I'm like I said, if 5 places, Theatre of Life for me, VJ's Angel. It's a hard race, sir.
Tough.
Buy me after the podcast. I'll lay you 5 places.
Thanks, Lance. Right. The Dingards, one of my favorite races on the calendar. Lance, I think you can go first because...
Guys, it's a very, very thin race. I must be honest. Thin race. The favorite's a really, really good horse. He's had a really good prep. He's seen the track. He's started to be a top horse, and he's proving to look every inch of it. The filly for me, quid pro quo. I mean, Jason's got the stone needle to this horse. I see everybody's got 14 and 15 to 10. he's telling me to go 3-1 and write tickets. So only reason I'm going 3-1 and write tickets is because it's had no prep. And I think in a race of this nature with the likes of Greater Ricks and Joe, not because it's you, I think Wahid is going to love the 1600 and is going to come on really well, even though it's drawn badly. But I think Greater Ricks is definitely going to be a very hard horse to beat. They'll take under evens. And you know what? If Quid Pro Quo beats him, then, I mean, she's obviously as special as they get. But it's for me the favorite. Anything else, and I'm hoping that Quid Pro Quo equips herself well. But it's a nice race in the sense that there'll be a few young 3-year-old good horses following this horse home, in my opinion. This is a banker.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with Lance. Quid Pro Quo has done nothing wrong. She's a very good filly, but she hasn't run for 4 months. And you're coming up to Turffontein, tough mile. Now you're taking on a horse like Greater Ricks, who's had 2 runs, so he's perfectly fit, drawn 1. He jumps, he goes to the front. Like, he ticks all the boxes. Like, how do you actually beat a horse when he's super fit? He's got the ability, he's got the form. I just wanted to know, Sean would probably be able to answer this. Sean, so Greater Ricks last time ran off a 99, his merit rating.
Yeah.
He was only allowed, because of the conditions, get 6 points. Would you be able to work out what he actually ran to his real merit rating or not?
Well, he gave a 104, 3 pounds. Okay. So that would make, and he beat them by 6 pounds.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's say about 6-7 pounds he beat the horse. So I would say
He ran to 109 or 108.
I got him to
ran
120. No, I got him to 124.
150 to 120. Yeah, listen, above a 115.
Yeah, it's
I don't know about a 124 striker, but yeah, definitely between a 115 and a 120.
Okay, so I mean, if you look at Wild at War, his merit rating is 104. Okay, he got 3 kilos, so that's 6. Well, he got 3 kilos.
We're gonna add the 6.
He beat him by 3.5, so that's another 7 points. So it's 13 points plus 104, 122.
Okay, Striker, listen to me. I don't want to have a maths debate with you. I've heard for many years how good you were at school, but for me it's pretty simple. Let's take the horse at 104, okay? And he gave him 3 kilos. The 3 kilos makes him at least a 110 if they ran together. But he didn't. He got beat 7 pounds. So if he's a 110 and he got beat 7 pounds, he's a 117. So that's just, yeah, that's how. If you want to then add for what he had in hand, that's a different story. But black and white, he ran to a 117.
Yeah. Sean, you don't have a runner in this race, eh?
I don't have a runner. I have to agree with the panel. This horse is drawn 1. He's had a perfect preparation. I'm sure he'll be able to come from last or go forward. They probably just were taking no chances sitting behind horses last time because he probably wants a bit of a pace. But if there's no pace, he's going to make his own pace. And I have to agree with the panel. I mean, Barrett is showing a lot of confidence, not nominating for the fillies race and not giving the horse a prep run. If he chose not to give him a prep run, then I have to respect the filly. But if he was running out of time to give a prep run, then I'll have to say, you know, he's a banker.
Yeah. So on the 14th of March this year, Greater Ricks won its debut, and Muzi rode it that day, and there was a horse scratched from that race. That horse was Wahid. Richard was supposed to ride it, and I remember speaking to Mike at the time, and already they were working together, these 2 horses. Greater Ricks was already ahead of Wahid, but Wahid was one of the horses that Greater Ricks could work with, and I think Mike will run 1-2 here, and I have to go with Greater Ricks. I think he's just at the moment superior, and I'm just hoping that we're good enough to come second. I agree, it's a thin field, but between Wahid, Greatrix, Quid Pro Quo, there's some. I mean, those are good horses. So, but I think I agree. Greatrix wins.
You'll get a check here, Joe.
Yeah.
Listen, Mark's two horses have both had absolute perfect flawless preps, and your horse Joao is looking for the extra. And you know, I like your horse's prep, but it's just that he's bumping a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I actually spoke to Mike this week. I said, I think I've got the new Fort Defiance. You know, keep running behind the horse Chestnut.
Rainbow Reward, Greatrix with 180 to go, the leader. Now Pistol Pete pours on the pressure down the inside. These two ahead of Rainbow Reward. It's still Greatrix the leader. Down the inside is Pistol Pete, but Greatrix finds a little bit more on the lead, and Greatrix goes a length clear now, and Greatrix is home for the cock. It's Greatrix by just under 2 from Pistol.
Right, let's move to the main race of the day, the Summer Cup. What a great race this is. I'd like to go first, if you guys don't mind. We were having dinner here the other night, and the four of us, and Krishna said to me, what do you think? Do you
Joe,
think...
Adam saying hello to the panel.
Hello, guys.
Adam. How are you?
Can't hear you, but I'm sure you're saying hello back.
And Krishna asked, do you think Piere can win it on seat again? And, you know, I don't. I've championed this horse's case before. Last time out, if you turn off the commentary and you just watch the prep run, whatever Rachel's doing in front, Daryl Daniels is doing with a triple in behind. And I think Royal Victory got a bad draw, but I think Royal Victory will beat Purple Picture and then anything else. That's my prediction for the Summer Cup. Mr. Straydon?
Well, we know See It Again how good he is.
Yeah, we do.
But he's always giving weight away to other horses. He's got a very nice draw, good enough to get a good position, and far enough off the inside rail to be able to keep all forces from the outside. I mean, 20 runners, to me, too many runners in the race around the bend.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah, you have interference. You can't put a horse where you want to. You're either too far back or too handy because you're trying to keep off horse on the outside. It's not a nice race to ride in.
Oh, really?
But obviously...
With Pomodoro, you were drawn 20 when you won July?
Yeah, drawn on the outside.
Oh, you
stayed out of trouble. And that's what the July as well. It's a terrible race to racing. So obviously See It Again, top horse. But my worry is that his second run. He's coming up to Turffontein. He hasn't been to Joburg. And also Royal Victory. I agree with Joao. If you look at the race last time, Royal Victory was given a little bit much to do, and he's now 4.5 kilograms better off on that last run. And in the July, Royal Victory finished in front of Seat Again, so it's very similar form. I mean, I should have run third. I got interfered, so the two of them finished together, and they were going to finish together. But I'm looking at the last run. I'm seeing Royal Victory. Well, he's run twice at Turffontein, won twice, both big races, the biggest races in Johannesburg. Hard to go against him. Drawn 14 is a concern. I know he won last time from drawn 13, I think. But sometimes you need luck. Is he going to get the luck from a bad draw again? I don't know. But he is the horse to beat. And I'll make See It Again his danger. Main defender, I know he's suspect over the extra distance, but last year, when he won, he beat me. I rode Dave the King, and it was heavy going that day. And he went past me about 150-meter mark like I was standing still. So to me, I can't see how he can't stay when he won in a heavy going over 1600, and he went past me like I was standing still. So I put him in the play as well.
And Aldo will suit him.
Yeah.
Aldo will suit him. Yeah.
From a good draw.
From a good draw. Lance, we'll let Sean go last.
As a Summer Cup renewal, it's one of the better ones, gents. See It Again. Nice to see him in the race. I don't like him. I don't like his chances. I think he's good value to lay, talking as a bookmaker, but Jason thinks he's hard to beat. Me, I don't. Main defender, I think that last run was a very good run, but with that weight, I can't imagine that it never took enough out of him. I'm going to battle to see him come forward from that run. So he'll run a good race, but I think that run was too hard a run for him to improve off. I like a few. Royal Victory loves Turffontein. He's had a decent enough prep. The same prep that he's had his last 2 wins, so you've got to respect him. Bad draw, different jockey, 1 or 2 things against him. So, but he's 10-1. You know, he's not 2-1 or 22-10 like see it again. So he's got to have some value at that price. But I'm strong on 2 horses here. I'm strong on the 5 Purple Pitcher. I think it's had a really good prep. I think she's done incredibly well getting the horse into the race under the couple of runs that he's had coming in. And I'm strong on Silver Sanctuary, also decent prep. Obviously, Francis Ethel's got some sort of chance. But if you like Francis Ethel, you've got to like Beating Wins, which I don't like. And then a Hiroshima, not because he's on the panel, but 50-1, Future Pearl, drawn 4, free, tough track, tough going. I think be running on nicely, eh? But my like in the races, Purple Picture, Silver Sanctuary, and I'm going to play against See It Again if I get the take.
Okay, go Sean.
I like what everybody said on the panel. I think Royal Victory, definitely a massive runner, prep, enjoys the course and distance. Yeah, the weight turnaround with the favourite, I like it. Main defender, done not much wrong, got lots in his favour. I agree with the run, hard to come forward from that last run. However, you know, he may, you know, we don't know to what level he was prepared. If he was absolutely ready, then I agree with that. But perhaps there was still a little bit of meat on the bone. I didn't have a good look at the horse, but he is a path walk out of a jackpot mare. He should get the trip on breeding. I like Purple Pitcher, good prep, very gallant horse, gets into a fight, knows how to win. Still Group 1 winner, carrying 55.5, good weight. But sure, very, very, very open race. I can't be bullish on anything. My horses are all, 35-1 plus, but they've had outstanding preparations. Hotter Ruby, I was actually looking forward to, but he's now drawn 18, which sort of has dampened my enthusiasm. And I've always been upbeat about Future Pearl, and obviously his last run dampened my enthusiasm even more. But now he's third run after a rest. I'm seeing no ill effects or any negatives at home. And he's got 54. He doesn't have to come from the back. Richard gets on with him really well. So I'm hoping for good runs from mine, but I've got no proper evidence other than that they had good preparations.
Yeah, it's a tough race if you look past 1 or 2. Right, let's move on to the consolation. Well, if one was a good race, then the other one's not such a good race. I think the word consolation is clutching at straws. I mean, like, no disrespect, but sure, yeah, I wouldn't have called it the consolation. Piere, what are you thinking here?
I like the way Tuni Player ran last time. I mean, okay, he got a 10-point penalty, so that's unfortunate. But he ran in a really strong race last time. Behind Beating My Master, second was Main Defender. So if you like Main Defender, then Tuni Player should have a huge chance in the consolation race, only carrying 54 kilos. So I'm leaning towards Tuni Player.
And SoccerShop.bet have got Tuni Player at 6-1. Lance, obviously there's going to be an offer for the viewers, which we'll discuss.
Yes, there will be, Joe.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Pierre's gone for Tuni Player. Piere, do you talk to them? What's changed in that yard? Because that yard is really kicked on,
Yeah, I think maybe it's the quality of horse. Mano's the owner of most of those horses on the yard. So, yeah, I mean, whenever he's told me he likes a horse, or he says the horse is not quite ready, he's been spot on.
Sure.
So, yeah, maybe just learning.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm going to go for Crimson King in this race. It's a tough.
Not too short.
No, I honestly, Piere, this is some Summer Cup days you can think, oh, I'm going to have like 5 or 6 bets, but this Summer Cup day I'm really struggling because it's a really competitive card, and I just sided with Crimson King. I'm probably just going to back at a place, hope that it runs in the first 3 or 4, and then move on because Marauding Horde, I've gone for, Marauding Horde, I've attended all the funerals and missed all the weddings, so I can't have that horse. Meridius carrying a lot of weight. I know they've booked O'Sheen Murphy. Obviously, he's going to try ride one winner on his trip out here. I don't know where he's going to get it from. Lorenzo's horses, they can run well. Yeah, it's a tough race for me. I'm going to bypass it. Lance or Sean?
Go, Shawnee.
Yeah, it is a tough race. I think Crimson King might be the right horse. He ran really well behind litigation in an 1800.
Yeah.
56, got the draw. Stables in form. I like him a little bit. I think I'm going to have vast improved runners from both of mine. Although I think in a handicap Red Maple, they may have also to carry a bit too much weight. Marauding Horde I respect. But then I have to respect Jordan, even though his prep has been a little rushed. We look at Purple Picture. He ran second to Purple Picture, even though he received 7 kilos. He runs to Marauding Horde. He beats Barbaresco, even though he got 6 kilos. Got a little bit of class. I did nominate him for features last season. He flopped, rested him, given him a half decent prep, but not the prep I would love to give a horse like this. And he's got a poor draw. But if he had a decent draw, I think he might be a bit of value. To be there.
Why is he I'm just asking, why is he a hit or miss horse?
So he wasn't a hit or miss horse. He needed that 9-length run to give me a shot. He needed the run quite badly, and Serena didn't know him at all. Other than that, his form was good. After the Barbaresco win, we are hoping to start attacking feature races in Durban. And the horse gave us two dud runs. So I just rested him. Okay. I wasn't unhappy with the Greeting My Master run. Coming back after a rest, the form line has worked out well. Greeting My Master came to win again. He won by half the race course. So he was 4.5 lengths behind the second horse, which is not a shocker. And then to get the second run out the way, we took him to this 1400 straight, which was too sharp. He travelled a bit too well. So all I'm saying, if you're looking for a spook, this might be it.
Yeah, look, I mean, his first 5 starts were remarkable. Eh? He looked really, really good, didn't he? Lance?
Marauding Horde overs, boys.
No.
Wait, third run after Gelding.
It's too much.
Overs, good overs. Tunny player will follow him home. If Tunny never got 10 merit rated points, I would be a lot more bullish. They gave him a lot of weight. He had a very good last run. I think it was a tough run for him. He was penalized very heavily, in my opinion, but we'll find out if it was deserved. But third run after Gelding, blinkers back on, back at Turffontein. He won like a good thing. Then he ran in a week later, which for me was quite puzzling. But second run's out the way. I think he's the hard horse to beat. I think he'll take some beating. I respect Crimson King and Tunny player. And then if Jordan comes back to best, strong runner. But that's the race.
Striker, you haven't mentioned Billy Shoemaker.
Billy Shoemaker. Well, I mean, his form, I mean, I rode him in Durban and he ran quite a good race. I mean, he ran to Oriental Charm, who won the July, didn't he?
Yeah, he did win the July.
Okay. Yeah. But then his next start, in the July itself, he bled. So, obviously, maybe coming up to Joao was the right thing to do because apparently horses bleed less. Then he obviously had a prep run. but that's when I think Musi fell, and he had a bit of interference, but he ran 20 lengths behind, and his last run should have been a better run, and he finished 40 lengths behind. So on current form, hard to fancy.
Hard to fancy. Okay. 2
I
races.
wouldn't leave out Passage.
Sorry?
I wouldn't leave outside Passage.
You wouldn't leave out Safe Passage, Sean?
If you're bankering in the race, it's a different story. But if the viewers are putting a few horses, 3 or 4 horses, I would probably throw in Safe Passage.
Sean hasn't won since 2022.
I know, but the horse doesn't know that.
Yeah, but we do.
Listen, I mean, he ran second. He ran second in the Summer Cup last year, carrying 56. We run to Royal Victory. Now we're talking about Royal Victory winning again. This horse has got 56.5. In your words, a soup meat consolation. Dawn 2 with Gavin Larena.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave it.
Gavin.
Listen, at best, even close to best, he'll win, yeah.
China, but he hasn't been close to best for 2 years.
Yes, but like Sean said, the horse doesn't
I've gone
know.
for him myself. Yeah, listen, Sean, I've fallen for the
Nobody's
pipe
gone for
a
him
couple
more
of times.
than me, I promise you.
I've
Boys,
fallen for this horse.
don't get blown out of a big pick 6 in the second last leg because or in the last leg.
No. Of course not. No,
because
definitely
you've got
not.
stubborn people. Don't be stubborn. If you're going to have horses, this is a definite inclusion.
He's dropped 17 merit rating points, this horse.
And Gavin is a good studier. He studies very well, gets it right. So he's seen something here. So I think you're right, Sean.
Yeah.
Okay.
What price
Big
is it?
Six is just going to pay a lot less because a lot of oaks are going to put it in now.
Well, that's what we want. That's what we want. We have to guide the viewers. Right, the Stayers race. Has South Africa's sprint training champion trainer ended up having a really good stayer on his hands? The Aussies. Chuskas, how good's this horse? Poets Warrior.
It's got to give weight all round, though. It's got its work to do. I know there's a lot of people out there saying this will start closer to evens. We got it 33-10. Oh, I don't know. It's got to give weight to almost every horse. 7 kilos, 8 kilos, 4 kilos, 5 kilos. And not for big margins. So he may be the best stayer.
He just looks like he's that kind of horse, right? I don't know.
I'm going to play to beat him. I'm playing to beat him. I like a few rough horses. Yeah, I like Home of the Brave. I think that'll come on. That's a stable that loves to get them to stay. And pretty much Battleground. I'm going to stick with Battleground. I think he's got a lot to come. Very hard race if you go past Poets Warrior, but I can't have Poets Warrior on the weight all round, giving away weight to almost the field. So I'm going to have a go against this.
Okay, well, I'm going for Poets Warrior.
This is not a handicap. So best weighted horse is Explosive Bond. Finished behind Poets Warrior, but Poets Warrior did win well last time. But the turnover in weight is quite a bit. And so I'm leaning towards Explosive Bond. Home of the Brave. Also, I believe had 1 run. Obviously going to be fitter now. And Nebraska is quite well handicapped. Sean will maybe tell you more about him, but last time we took the blinkers off, he's got a tendency of getting into a race and then he wants to over race for such a long part of the race that sometimes you're surprised that he still finishes off the race. So I don't know if Sean's going to keep the blinkers off and he might just be the value in this race.
Yeah, he's a nice prop.
The liberty with Nebraska is they haven't dropped the rating fast enough.
Yeah,
I think he should have been at least 4 or 5 points less in the rating. They've been very hard on him to drop in the rating.
There's always next year.
And he's 8 years, to be honest.
Yeah, he can still run again next year. Sure.
Well, more reason why they should have dropped the rating quicker.
Yeah, but
they've been very tough on this horse, in my opinion.
They have 100%, but that's what they like, right? But he's a fantastic horse, and I love the fact that he's still racing. Absolutely.
Yes. But
I
if
think
they'd
it's
given
great.
him a fair chance to win again, it would have been even better. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping, you know what, that he runs well, but I think he should be at least 4 or 5 less in the rating to be competitive.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, I've gone for Poets. You've gone against Poets.
I've
You've
gone
gone
for-
for Explosive, Sean.
So I think Poets Warrior, he's won really well. We haven't seen this horse stretched yet. So yeah, I wouldn't go against him. I wouldn't go against him. He definitely looks like he's getting stronger, and I respect him. I'm going to get a lot closer. I was beaten 8 lengths the last time, needing the run. We got the second run out the way with the blinkers off strike, which I don't think I'm going to do again. I think I'm going to add them back on, very tiny ones. And I think he is a runner, but Poets Warrior I like a lot. And I've always respected this horse, Explosive Bond. I've put it in many pick sixes. Hasn't come to help me, but it's not in the pick six this time, so I don't have to worry.
Yeah. Do you think, I mean, no, not you, Sean, but Lance, because the other two gents might be compromised. Do you think they missed a trick not putting Rachel back on Poets Warrior and getting that 1.5 kilos?
Definitely, in my opinion.
He's claiming that race.
Whoa,
But I don't
you
think she
can't
can claim. I don't think she can claim.
the races. No claim, gents.
No claim. It's a
Why?
feature race.
No, it's a non-black type.
This is a non-black type. It's a non-black type, but it's a feature race. It's a feature race. So whether it's non-black type or above, I think it is considered a feature.
Is it?
As far as I know, maybe I'm wrong. It could be a technicality, but
Maybe, because I see that form grids have got over 1.5 kilos off.
It would have made sense to keep her on. I mean, she won well on it.
Yeah.
If he was claiming.
Yeah.
So where's the claim on Explosive Bond then?
I don't think she can ride lighter than that.
I know, but the computer form would still say -0.5, -1.5, +1.5.
She can't claim in this race. It's clear to see. Otherwise, they had to put her on. Especially the fact that it's giving weight all round. They would have looked to pull the 1.5 kilos off.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right, yeah. Okay, and now we move to the best bet of the card, the last race. You've done all your cash throughout the day because it's been the hardest race meeting ever. We get to race 11 and we have got, all of us have got a horse in the race. Do you want to go first?
Beautiful.
So,
That's
best bet
a
of the card.
beautiful thing, but is that inferior in practice?
Well, we'll go with Piere.
I like to take odds on. We're looking for a jockey come Champion Warrior on Saturday.
Lance, funny.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd like to take a very, very short price that we're looking for a replacement for Champion Warrior.
Well, also good, eh? Also good. I mean, 8 tries. I'm dieting for the day.
Okay. But on a serious note, for those that don't know, when this horse was first offered to me, I looked at his first 2 starts, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and I looked at his first 2 starts, and I looked at how many times he'd been favoured afterwards. I phoned Lance and I said, we really got to have a go with this horse. And at times, being open and honest, it's been a bit frustrating, this horse. But whatever Sean's done recently, or it's been a journey, he's really turned this horse's corner. I mean, this horse is just back, I think, he's back to what they originally saw in the past. I don't know what you felt on top. We've never really discussed it because you and I don't talk about horses because you're just too negative.
But remember, I've ridden him now 5 times. So he's a different horse compared to the early days. So what Sean's done, he's found something, he's worked on it. And it's like I say, the horse is a happy horse. He runs now, he runs straight. Before he would always like hang a bit and try and get out of it because obviously maybe there were some issues.
Yeah.
So obviously his second last run was a good win. Look, he only beat Willy, but he did everything right. And then his last start proved and show that he's on the right track because now he's running straight. He's getting himself in a race. He's not.
You cost us 8 points, by the way.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, I think on that day, The second horse was right on the outside.
Oh,
And
you
the
can't
angle,
see, can't see left.
The angle's a bit deceiving, so you're not sure how far you're winning by. Obviously, you want to win, obviously, but not too far. Otherwise, you get penalties. But you still got a huge penalty. But in saying that, it's a tough race. I think Mastership is a hard horse to beat. I think he's run against stronger company. Captain of the Green, I won on him as well his last 2 starts. So his second last start, when I won on him, he was apparently just short of the run, and he managed to hold on and beat Happy Mo, who won on the weekend. Then his next start, he was fitter, and they told me now he's improved since his work, and he won with his ears pricked, which means the horse hits the front and he doesn't run all the way to the line because he's waiting for company, which means he's actually winning quite well. So he got a huge penalty as well, but he won really well. So it's a tough race, many chances. I'm going to lean towards Mastership. I just think he's run against stronger company.
What I would like as an owner is to see that he can run around the bend, because I don't want to feel that he can only run on that bloody straight fall thing, you know. But listen, let the experts tell us now what they think.
Yep.
Okay, go, Shirley.
I would never think this horse is an inside force horse, Champion Warrior. Yet he was only just beat over a mile on the inside course.
That's right.
What I would like to appeal to Piere is, if he happens to make the race 11, I think he's actually a 12 to 10 chance of standing down, not odds on. I think 12 to 10 is a fair price that he'll stand down. But from a 10 draw, if this horse is wide and starts to over race, he will run closer to last than first. If he just slots in and just lets him breathe and use his action and get that rhythm that he has got in the last few starts, he'll run a very good race in spite of the draw. He'll be running on from off them, and he's got a chance. But it is a competitive race. I think Mastership is eye-catching form. I would say that is probably the horse we have to beat. I respect Captain of the Green, and I like Don't Cry for me. I was happy with his last run. 9 days is close, but I think that run will bring him on. He seems to have come out of it well, and 53.5 kilos. I think we're going to see a big run from him.
Sure. Lance?
First, second, third. Terry first and second. Mastership third. I don't know which one though. Don't Cry for me. He's had a good prep. Gelding. Then I know this runs a bit soon, but it is the third run. So I'm very strong on Don't Cry for me running an absolute cracker. I'm obviously hoping that Champion Warrior, if Champion Warrior brings his A game, like Sean says, settles, finds a run and runs on, could easily win. But Mastership's the other horse in the race. So for me, it's Champion Warrior, Mastership, Don't Cry for me. One of those 3 will win the race.
Lance, there's no doubt in my mind, if Champion Warrior overcomes the draw and wins again, then we need to be aware that we've got a good horse on our hands, because I
think we have got a good horse on our hands. I must be honest. I think, I mean, you could see the way he goes to the start, the way he comes back. He's an athlete.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, and he's in a good space. He could easily win.
Sorry, Sean?
Can I just say 2 things on Champion Warrior? The first is that, as we all know, the Heritage on the 21st of December is the race we're targeting.
Yes.
So we are, in fact, using this run as a stepping stone, and I'm hoping that this run gets him to his absolute peak for that run. So it's not to take anything away from his chances on Saturday. It's just to say that I believe with this run under the belt, he will come on. And second of all, I think I want to just give a shout out to Robbie Sham. He's done most of the work on this horse.
Who?
Robbie Sham.
Coco.
Yeah, Coco.
Wow.
He's been riding a lot of work at my yard. He's getting fitter. He hopes to, come back and ride in a few meetings. And
That's
he was-
fantastic.
he did the grass gallop on this horse for this race, and if I tell you what, it was an impeccable gallop, from the saddle. I couldn't have asked for the fractions to be better, and he gave him the gallop that I wanted 1,000,000%. So well done, Rob. We're watching your progress.
Can we
Well,
get him to ride it?
I did his rides for about 3 months once upon a time.
Just,
Yo, Robbie Sham.
he had the weirdest style,
He
but
did.
yet he was kind. He had soft hands, and
Yeah.
also would just keep running.
Well, I mean, I wasn't even prepared for this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy now. Robbie
Yeah, so
Sham.
Pierre was unhappy that the horse was hanging, so we put Robbie on and he straightened him up.
Good boy, Robbie. All right,
Well-
so on that he could easily win, Joe, but if he doesn't win,
No,
we're
listen,
not going
Lance.
to be gutted.
Forget about that side of it. I just know what they thought of this horse after his first 2 starts.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Like, and as you know,
I want to thank you for phoning me and asking me to take a share.
and as you know, the day before we took we bought this horse, they punted him from 8-1 into 3-1 at Durbanville, and he ran 4 lengths behind San Pedro, and he just, I just got a feeling in my water. I'm not whatever that he's just come right now, and yeah, whatever, onwards and upwards. I mean, this horse ran 7 lengths off Royal Aussie. I mean, yeah, we all know his form, right? So let's hope that he runs well, and let's hope we all have a great Summer Cup. Thanks, Sean. I know you're very busy, and we're very appreciative of your time. Thanks, Piere. Lance,
Thanks, guys. It was good to be back.
is there a bigger chance of Striker making the 11th, or you just coming for Care for God's race? I mean, what's the point of being an owner? Not even
My son Adam will be at the course to represent me.
unbelievable.
But on that note, we need to let everybody know
Yes,
that soccershop.bet
yes.
is going to take the bonus cash back and bump it up from 10% to 30%
On the day.
on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which caters for Black Friday.
Oh, so 30% on what? On deposits or?
On net loss on the week's play. So
Okay.
if you start betting with me Wednesday, everything else applies. You put in the promo code summer, you get your bonuses, you get all that stuff normal, which is fitting for the Summer Cup.
Yes.
But on the Wednesday to Sunday, if you lose net 100 rand,
Rand, you
you're
get
going to
30
get back Monday morning, it'll be in your account.
Unbelievable. And I mean, that's a great offer. Huh?
Unbelievable. I've never heard of this.
You won't get it on the casino. Anything else, sports, racing, but no casino.
Okay, well,
But
thank
yeah,
you very much.
we're going to give back 30% for
30%.
Black Friday weekend.
Thank you, Lance. Thank you, soccershop.bet. Thank you, Piere Lance. Thank you, Sean Tarry. See you guys on Saturday.
All the best, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Take care. Thanks.